Okay, well, I'm actually doing this again because the first time, apparently, the recording button didn't hit record. I'm talking about timing today, and this is a perfect example of timing. Sometimes things don't work when you expect them to work. So I did the full timing server-side chat for you, and it turns out that it didn't take, so I have to do it again. The purpose of timing in this context for you is in terms of your programming assignments. You have 4 programming assignments. They are due over the course of 6 months. At the end of the 6-month period is the end of your class. You can go at your own pace, but I want your own pace to be front-loaded. In other words, I want you to consider working on your programming assignments earlier in the course rather than waiting until the end. The thing is that they build on each other. So you have easier assignments and less complex assignments at the beginning, and you have harder assignments. I'm getting rid of this thing. You have harder assignments and more complex assignments towards the end. And so the earlier you get started and the more you focus on getting things done, the more time you have for unexpected events. For example, like in the case of this recording where I had to do it over again, you have the time to go back in and fix it if you need to. You also may have situations where you may expect to have plenty of time to work on programming towards the end, and something comes up in your family life or in your work life that keeps you from doing it. You have to study for a final exam. So all of these things go into the case of this and go into why I recommend you front load as much as possible in terms of programming. The other thing is that while many of us have attempted to cram for exams, you really can't cram for programming. It's technology. It does what it wants to do. And so if you're working on your code, you may need time to step away. Think about your design. Think about your algorithm, how you're going to approach putting this thing together. And so the need to have some time to allow yourself the luxury of thinking through your work is essential. And so I do not recommend you wait until 2 months go by and then you expect to do 1 programming assignment per month. Instead, I recommend you get started early, do as much as you can early, learn, and give yourself the luxury to not have to try to get this all done crazy at the end. And the other side of that is that if you do it early, you'll have a chance to be more professional about it. You'll be less sloppy. If you're less sloppy, I'll give you better grades, and so forth through the process. So net, start your work early, front load as much as possible. Don't procrastinate when doing your stuff. We want to have programs that are done on time. Professionals deliver programs on time. Well, that's it for now. Hopefully the second take of this will have worked, and I will see you next time at the next server-side chat.